Okay, for the final examination, take place early morning, okay? But I'm quite sure might be not raining on that day, 28th of October and 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, it's too early for some of you guys. And the room, maybe we can back to the old building, okay? The big room. About new decoration, renovate, okay? So, oops, internet is not work. Okay. But at the same, I might discuss with Professor Boy that we going to allow you to writing up about not one pen, one A4, okay? One A4 to write down your stuff, okay? One A4. You can type, you can draw, okay? On both page of A4. Bring on that. And you might bring the dictionary if you want, but should be like a paper version, okay? A paper version. Okay, please remind, okay? Liu, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Okay. To do some risk management should be like at camp around 7:45. Okay, to make sure. Okay. So, and for our section, because we have just 21 students, so we might do presentation not tight for the time. We can do like, oh, not full of straight. So but anyway, uh by this Thursday, please write the group name and members, okay, on the paper, a piece of paper, and give Ajahn M on Thursday, okay? For example, okay? Because I would like to do some management who gonna be first on the discussion on the mango, okay? By Friday, 3rd October, okay? But so might be to be like to be fair of the group, of every group, I might ask you to upload or send me your presentation, okay? By before noon of Monday, every group, to be fair, okay? To be fair. Okay? So this Thursday, write me on this by the paper and give me, and I will show you the order of the group where the discussion on the mango. Okay. And I might ask you to send me the how to say, the PowerPoint or presentation or Canva, okay, around noon of Monday, every group. So what we learned last week, we learned about the ontology, right? And we learned about the knowledge map. Okay, so, and last time, I just back up the last 2 weeks that we got the knowledge transcript, right? The knowledge script. Okay. That from the expert or specialist that you do. What did you do with this? Oops. You met the expert. You is mean the knowledge, a KM team, right? KM team. You meet the expert. We use the knowledge engineering by start with the knowledge capture. Am I right? And the tool that you use is interview or after action review. Okay, interview you can do like let the expert back to their memory for long term. You have to do immediately after you finish some events or activity or any project. Okay, the KM team should be do after action review. It means that even though interview frame, right? And what the output of this, because based on the socialization, the knowledge still in the type of tacit, right? Am I right? And last 2 weeks, we talk about externalization, right? Externalization. What is the output? You got the knowledge script, right? This full of the text, right? This should be like a text, okay? Because we call the transcript. And that text can have many types of the output that you got, right? You might have data and you might have some information. And that might be you might find some knowledge and might be you find some wisdom within the knowledge transcript or knowledge script. Am I right? When you interview, right, the expert maybe answer you all the data, information, knowledge, or wisdom. Okay. This is become explicit knowledge, right? And last 2 weeks, we learn about analyze. We use one ontology as a tool. The ontology can be like, it's about specification of conceptualization. Ooh, right? To find, you might find the vocab, start at the knowledge script, and you explain more with the relationship, right? And create as much as you can. In order to the reasons why you need to use this of ontology is kind of this help the expert and knowledge worker have a common understanding. This is an objective why we use ontology. Remember, we start from pick up some vocabulary from the knowledge script and explain more with another vocabulary. Okay? Explain that specific concept, okay, as much as you can. No pattern, but should have create from noun and verb as a relationship in order to let the expert and the knowledge worker understand all the things, understand the vocabulary with the same sense between expert and knowledge worker. This is the objective why we use the ontology. And the second that we have learned last 2 weeks, to task, right? Inference, and domain. Okay, to analyze from the knowledge script in order to see the level of the knowledge, task, inference, and domain. Okay, we call this. So don't forget, the knowledge script is about the strategic knowledge. Okay, so when you do task, inference, and domain, should be start from the strategic knowledge. Okay, what is the task that using the knowledge to do that task, Inference is about what is the method or a technique based on this. Based on this. Oh, okay. And for the domain, it's about how and why of this. This is we learned from the last 2 weeks, right? So for the final examination on this part of knowledge analysis, you will get in like a passage or paragraph to read, might be 1 page. Okay. And then you have to analyze and draw tasks, inference, and domain from that passage and analyze ontology from that passage. Okay. Like the assignment. And today we just know about the symbol. Okay. For the rest of that chapter 4.4, the symbol of the task is look like this. Okay, it's like a capsule. The symbol of the inference, it's square. The symbol of the domain is a circle. That's it. Okay. So I'm gonna back to our slide. For this part, any question? No? Okay. Okay, for the symbol, task symbol is like a capsule, right? This part. Okay. And you might write about code to be tracked in order to tracking. Okay. You can use any symbol or code. Sorry, you can use any code. It's up to you. For example, you may use TAT1 or you might use TAT001 if you have many tasks. Okay, it's up to you. And inference is the square. You might label about this is tacit or explicit knowledge. Okay. And you might writing up about code in order to track back. For example, one. Oops. Like I1T1, for example, inference 1 of task 1. For the symbolic of the domain, it's just use a circle. No need a code. No need code. Okay. Okay. For example, task should be connect with the inference. Any relationship, task is like capsule, connect with the inference with a link. Inference, use a square, connect with a domain. And with the relationship, this kind of example, task, inference, and domain. How and why? Okay. And you can write up a code in order to track. See, task 011, task 011 inference 001, task 111 inference I002. The main objective to writing up a code in order to tracking, that's it. Tracking. This is main objective. Why we need code for task and inference, because we need to track. Tracking back, follow that. What is the inference from? Where the inference from which task? Okay. Why we need a symbol? We need symbol. Mm -hmm. Why we need symbol? What does this mean? What does this mean? Huh? No or stop? Why we need symbol? Right. Have a common understanding what this is for. This is the reasons why we need symbol, right? It's like a universal symbolic that everyone can understand what does this mean. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So from this part that we did last time about task and friend and domain. So we need to clear about how to use a symbol. Okay, examination, we need to pass the examination. Okay, the inference one, we need to plan to read the book. The inference two, we need an exam guideline. Domain, right? We need for the plan for the reading book, we need how we read 2 weeks before examination. And why we forgot if read too early. The second domain is plan for read the book, read with friends, because we need to sharing about the examination idea. Right? So from this part, we're gonna use a symbol. Right? We need to use a symbol. Examination as a task. Inference one, plan for reading the book. Inference two is exam guideline and domain. See, for plan for read a book, domain 1, read 2 weeks before because we'll forget if read too early. The second domain of planning for read a book, read with friends because we need to share exam idea and tutoring with the friends. For the second inference, the domain exam guidelines come from asking from the teacher because no roughing idea. To the domain 2 of the exam guideline, ask from senior because no is the detail. Okay. This is in the teaching material on the chapter 4.4. Okay. This is in the teaching materials of the chapter 4.4. Okay. So this is about your KM project. Okay, this is about your KM project. The knowledge script, if your organization just mock up company, the knowledge script you may create from the generative AI, you might use from like the information from the source of the web that you trust. Okay, you might find the interview report from the Steve Jobs. Okay, you can use as a knowledge script. So it's meant that knowledge script you may use from the internet. Okay, the information from the internet. If you cannot find the real person, okay, but should be trust that source. Okay, should be trust. Please do not copy from the Wikipedia. Okay, you may use some report that from any government report or some company that you trust about the script that experience. Please do the knowledge map. Okay, please do the knowledge map. Okay, listen carefully. Ask users tasks, inference, and domain. If you would like to do ontology, it's okay. But the minimum requirement just task, inference, and domain. That's it for your knowledge map. Okay. Okay. But if you can find the real person as your expert and you have do the real interview, you got the knowledge script from that interview, it's okay. But if you cannot find the real person or you cannot have any time to do the real interview, it's okay to use the information from the website, from the government sources, or from the portal link that you trust. Okay, it's okay. But you can use that. Don't forget to do the reference from that script, okay? This is your project. Clear? Clear? How many knowledge map อาจารย์แอม if we have many tasks only one okay the requirement just only one knowledge map okay you can do just only one task but you can have many inference from that task okay but don't forget from the first requirement how many strategic knowledge 3 right and I ask you to do only one strategic knowledge to explain on this okay any question so on your project okay the requirement of the strategic knowledge is 3 but when you present to the knowledge map to just bring only one strategic knowledge and analyze to be one task inference and domain you don't need to do every knowledge map from every strategic knowledge okay? Only one strategic knowledge one from 3 okay and one knowledge map from one strategic knowledge that's it clear okay so today we gonna learn about the part of combination a part of combination but we still okay, in this zone zone of knowledge creation okay knowledge analysis and modeling today we're gonna talk about the combination anyone have heard about design thinking hmm? Hmm? Anyone have heard about design thinking hmm. Okay so anyone remember what is the objective of the combination the root of the vocabulary is combine right combine so okay we finished about the socialization we finished about the externalization already today we're gonna talk on this part combination okay so socialization oops This is tacit knowledge, right? That we interview. And we just finished about externalization. The output of this is the knowledge map. It's a knowledge map of strategic knowledge. From the expert, right? Because this is the expert. After you interview, you're gonna get the knowledge map from the expert. The knowledge map is like task, inference, domain, and ontology, right? That we got. That you already analyzed. We call this is when we do this knowledge analysis. This is the output of the knowledge analysis. Okay, a knowledge map. And then today we're gonna learn about combination. Combination. It means that we bring the knowledge map. Okay, we bring this knowledge map. Okay, task, inference, and domain, and ontology. From the externalization, combine, right? Combine from other sources, right? But should be all the sources should be related to strategic knowledge. Okay, from other sources can be find more expert. Okay, can be from another tacit knowledge, can be another expert. Okay, can be another expert. You can interview more, or you might combine more explicit knowledge. For example, like YouTube. What else? Any books, okay, from other sources in order to conclude, okay, combine with this, combine with your knowledge map from the externalization. This is the objective. Okay. Because this knowledge map It's come from only expert from the external, from the socialization. But for the combination, you find more sources, but that source or any source should be related to the strategic knowledge. For example, if you're talking about technology for school, okay, for school, okay, this should be the strategic knowledge that is about digital technology for might be for school, for any university, okay, find more, but should be the same topic. But the way how to combine. Today we're gonna learn how to combine. We use the concept, okay? We use the concept of design thinking to combine, okay? Design thinking has 5 steps, okay? 5 steps. But today we're gonna use just one step of that design thinking. First step, oops. First step of the design thinking is empathy. Is defined. These 2 steps is about zone of the problem. Should be, you don't need to remember right now. I just want to explain that 5 steps, including empathy and define, that should be about zone of the problem that we discussed with the team. Step 3 is about ideate. Okay. At the combination, we're going to use ideate step. Okay. It means that the idea will generate as much as you can from the team. Okay. The idea might be from the expert, right? From the expert, another expert, or might be either from explicit knowledge. Many idea from that. Step number 4. 5 steps of the design thinking, but on the combination, okay, we're going to use tactic of the ideate. all the idea can generate, okay, from other expert, from other books, okay. This is combination. Okay, so right now we go back to our slide that we're going to talk about the idea of the design thinking. In order to do the combination, okay, in order to do the combination, don't forget, this is a zone of combination zone, okay? We just bring the knowledge map and combine with other sources by using ideate step of the design thinking, okay? Any question? Okay, no question. Okay, back to our slide. So we use existing explicit knowledge, right? And then we combine with a new explicit knowledge or some tacit knowledge, okay? In order to create the scenario of foresight of that strategic knowledge to concrete more. First one, find new explicit knowledge. It might be easy, right? Search from other books, from website, from any books, okay? This explicit knowledge. Or two, inquiry. You can ask more. But if you ask generative AI, show me a good plum, okay? Show me a good plum, or what is you talking with the AI? Or you may ask about other expert. You can ask the book or any manuals from the expert, that inquiry. Or observation. Okay, observation. This is how to find other sources. Okay. When you do search or inquiry or observation, 1, 2, 3, we call learning in action or intelligent learning. Anyone have done with this before? I think you use this a lot. Okay. Anyone help your mother or father cook a food? Did you observe? Did you ask? Did you ask your mom? Yeah. Why, mom? You have to put on this. Sometimes you observe, right? Observe your parents. Okay. You may did a lot of inquiry. You may ask from the mango canvas, right? H&M, I inbox you. Ask you something. Search. Anyone? I think most of you do the web surf thing, right? Search, okay? But when you do on this, should be intelligent. Don't trust everything that you found, okay? How you judge this is correct when you do some searching. How you judge. For example, case one, you go one website by your asking in search with some keyword. Only one website you got the answer you can trust or cannot trust. Trust or not trust. Only one website. Really? It's popular website you can trust? Are you sure? Mostly. Might be 80%. 0 2, you got some keyword and use that keyword search in many websites and you got only one answer. You got the same answer. Should be the model 2, right? That you have to do. You must to do. You must do. Use only one keyword in many websites and you got the same answer. Okay? Then you can trust. This is a search. Okay? You can search from the internet, from the annual report, from the magazine, from many sites. Okay? Newspaper, and then correct information from diverse sources and cloud check. Okay, to make sure that you can believe and trust. This is about search. Inquiry and observe. You can ask the question. If your information is not complete, you can ask more from the interview, do some questionnaire, or observe the expert. Okay, when they act, when they solve the problem. Okay. Oops. And then you analyze and what is the thing has been done from the expert or by observe of the behavior from the expert. Why we need to observe? Why we need to observe? Why we use observe? Why we use observation? Why? Why we cannot use only ask or interview? Why? Why the KM team? Sometime we need observation. Why? 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 To compare. To compare. Good. Sometimes experience difficult to communicate, right? That's why we need observation. Good. This is a one point. And you be used to compare. Good, good. So this is a thing that we can use to combine more. Okay? So this is a how to do with your knowledge map. Okay? So This is gonna be the assignment for your project. Okay, you can find more when you combine. But this is no need to answer. But you need to use this part of technique to deal with your knowledge map, okay, by search or inquiry or observation. But I'm quite sure if you have just limit of the time, you might use search. Okay. The last one, create a new knowledge. Create a new knowledge. Brainstorming with other expert, right? Do some AR, and you can do with a knowledge map, mind map. Use POSIX 3 diagram to create the new knowledge. So this is how, okay, of the ideate. Ideate is more from idea creation. Okay, ideate is come from idea creation. By using brainstorming after action review, use a mind map as a tool when we're talking or brainstorming. We can use some POSIX. Anyone have been workshop with use some POSIX? Okay, or the question is, how to? How might we? But you know what? At this, even though how to or how might we, the rule of this, all ideas is accept. Okay? Not judge, this is wrong. Everyone create the new idea. And please accept that at this part. No judgment, okay? When you talk with other experts, okay, different from the socialization step, please accept all idea from that expert or specialist or any your team, okay? Don't judge and be careful of your posture, face posture, okay? Don't react weird, okay? Okay. Okay. So, and you can see the word divert and convert. Divert is mean that from one multiple direction, from one generate all the ideas. Okay, but for convert, just conclude with the team. Okay, conclude with the team to 1, feasibility. Okay, this is convert. When you do divert, how might we? A lot of things. And when you convert, find one that feasibility. This in the part of prototype, this idea. Okay. So it means that when you're going to do about create new knowledge by using idea of the design thinking, you just invite all the other expert, and do brainstorming, accept all idea. Okay, it's a divergent. To combine all ideas. Okay. You can see this, we not talk about argument. We not talk about discussion. We talk about brainstorming, okay? Okay. How to solve the problem. How might we, okay? For example, the problem is not enough money for monthly expense. How? Okay. Please do the ideate. How? How to make more money of each month? Tell me. Hmm? Right now you are the expert. Okay. How to make more money of each month? Hmm? Do investment? Oh, interesting. What else? You might do some investment, or you might do some anything that can afraid of do some passive income, right? You may do some like influencer review the any product from 7-Eleven, for example. Okay. Oh, come to Thailand. This is you can buy from 7-Eleven, and you do some affiliate with the 7-Eleven. You might got some money. What else? You can be some TA, right? Lots of things. All idea is accept. Okay. No wrong. No anyone wrong. Okay. So when you do the ideate, okay, how do we start? You can ask how to, how might we? Might let you differ judgment, help people to create options freely, open up more possibility. This we use how might we. Okay. So you can do with your friends when you work together to combine all the ideas. Open mind. How might we? Because might lets you differ judgment and might help people to create options freely. Opens up more possibility. Everything can be done, can be possible, right? This idea. Positive feedback, okay? Positive feedback. Positive feedback. Okay. When you work with your friends, please aware about toxic answer, okay? Please aware with this. When you do some group discussion or brainstorming, just be careful. Just be careful. Because we need all the ideas, okay? This is combination when you need to create a new knowledge, okay? So this is divert convert, okay? Divert. That I draw it for you. One, friends, when you generate idea, is a divert. Okay? It's divert. You don't need to remember right now. Divert is you just generate all idea. Okay, by using pauses. Okay, it's divert. How might we? Okay, just recommend an options. Create all options. Create new knowledge. Okay, how might we? Brainstorming. In order to create new knowledge, okay? Remember, combination, we have two. One is about finding existing, right? Two is create new knowledge by using idea. When you do divert, it's ask the people, generate all ideas. How might we, in order to create more options and more knowledge. Convert. Pick one, select one. That visibility. Visibility is kind of, you can do that. It's practical. Select one that's practical. Okay. Or suitable for that organization, suitable for the knowledge worker, suitable for the organization. Is select the best one. Suitable for the organization, suitable for the knowledge worker, practical for the organization, feasible to do that is convert, select one. Okay, select one. This is to create prototype. This equal to knowledge model. Okay. when you combine the knowledge map, okay, from other sources, and after that, you select one that's suitable for the organization that we call knowledge model. Mhm. Any question? So this is a part of how to for your group project or KM project. Okay, you just ask your friends or brainstorm from other experts or find some new knowledge by using ideate. How to just ask with your team or ask with other team. You might cross check, okay? Group A to do, okay? This, okay. We finished about combination already. Any question? Next, on this Thursday, I'm going to wrap up all the part for you first, and then we continue to talk about the knowledge management system to do in the part of internalization. Clear? Today, we do the combination, two method. Okay, for the combination, this part, right? The input, we have a knowledge map, right? That we do analysis. And we pass the process of combination. First, we combine with find the existing knowledge, right? By searching, by inquiry, by observation. And number two, we create a new knowledge by using ideate. Am I right? That we're talking about how to, but the thing is, we combine from other sources. We use the knowledge map from the externalization. After we do the knowledge analysis, we got the knowledge map, and we combine more by two methods. First, finding existing knowledge by searching, right? Inquiry, observation. Two, we do about the ideate, right? And then at the end of to this method, we got knowledge model that suitable, that practical, that feasibility. Okay. For who? For the knowledge worker, right? This is the output of combination. Any question? Knowledge model that's suitable, practical, feasibility for the knowledge worker. Okay. This is the output of combination. Input of the combination is knowledge map, right? Input, but output of combination is knowledge model. It's different. Any question? Huh? No? Okay. Don't forget that on this Thursday, write me your group and your members. Okay. And give me on this Thursday. We said 6 or 9, right? I'm not sure that we can do only one day or not. If we can finish on 6th of October, it might be your free time or not. Have to do both 6 and 9 October. And 16, I'm going to review for the final examination for you guys. Okay, to prepare for your final examination. Or you would like to one day or 9? Six or 9? How many group we have? 9? It means you need one day free on 6th? No class? No. 9? Should be the same day. I'm not sure. If you're gonna do on 9, I'm gonna ask you by the noon on 9. Only one day? You need October 6th is free day for you? No class? Okay. How many group that we have? 5? Okay. This section, we're going to do presentation on 9th of October. Okay. And no class on 6th of October. Presentation, right? I think should be before noon of 9. Okay, 9. Due 9 October. No class on 6th of October. Okay, clear. See you on this Thursday. Bye. ค่ะ